Have you ever wondered what fear truly looks like, where it resides? Today we delve into the chilling reality of terror, exploring the top 10 scariest places on our planet. From the eerie whispers of haunted forests to the echoing silence of abandoned sites, each holds a spine-chilling tale of its own, a journey not for the faint-hearted. Prepare to encounter the embodiment of fear itself. As the screen fades to black, we leave the relative safety of our introduction behind. Now let the darkness lift slowly, revealing the first of our chilling destinations, the Catacombs of Paris. Join us as we journey into the depths of the unknown, revealing the 10 most terrifying places on Earth, starting with the unnerving labyrinth beneath the City of Lights, fading out from number 10 as we ascend from the eerie darkness of the Catacombs of Paris, France. Picture, if you dare, a labyrinthine network of tunnels running deep beneath the vibrant city streets where silence is the only resident. This is far from an ordinary subterranean passage. The Catacombs of Paris are packed with the bones and skulls of over 6 million people, a cold echo of the city's history. Originated in the late 18th century, this ossuary emerged as a practical answer to brimming cemeteries. But practicality doesn't always breed comfort, does it? The catacombs have since been the backdrop for numerous blood-chilling stories of explorers who dared to venture and were seen again, lost eternally in the miles of serpentine tunnels. In the silent gloom, enveloped by the remains of the departed, dread takes on a new persona. This is a location where history glares back at you, quite literally, from the vacant sockets of 1,000 skulls. As we allow the ghostly whispers of the catacombs to fade, our journey doesn't end here. Slowly, the scene transitions, emerging from the depths of Paris to the ominous green canopies of the Hoia Baciu forest. As our journey takes us away from the number 9 spot, we slowly fade out from the eerie ambience of Hoia Baciu Forest, Romania, the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania, a place where the inexplicable is commonplace and the sense of normalcy is as elusive as a wisp of smoke in the wind. This forest, with its gnarled, twisted trees, is not just a spectacle of nature, but a hotbed of supernatural occurrences. Visitors often report feelings of anxiety, the sensation of being watched. Disorientation is common, with some losing track of time, others emerging from the forest with inexplicable physical symptoms, strange marks on their bodies, sudden nausea, or rashes that appear and vanish as quickly as they come. And then there are the UFO sightings. Yes, unidentified flying glowing orbs of light, strange shapes in the sky, and other unexplained phenomena that have made this forest a magnet for UFO enthusiasts. But the forest's reputation doesn't stop there. It's also known as one of the most haunted places on Earth. Here the trees whisper tales of fear and the unknown lurks in every shadow. As we leave behind the whispers of the forest, we smoothly transition and gradually fade into our next destination, the Tower of London. As our journey through the haunted Tower of London comes to a close, we prepare to depart the land of beheadings and apparitions. We leave behind the historic fortress that has withstood the test of time, carrying with it a grisly history etched in its stone walls. The restless spirits, from the headless Anne Boleyn to the perfume-scented White Lady, continue to roam the corridors and shadowed corners, the past refusing to rest and fear being a permanent resident. As the image of the Tower of London gradually fades out, we find ourselves transitioning to a drastically different locale. Slowly our gaze shifts eastwards and the scene fades into the abandoned cityscape of Pripyat, Ukraine. From a fortress steeped in history to a land frozen in time since the Chernobyl disaster, our journey continues. Welcome to the haunting quiet of Pripyat, where the echoes of the past are just as chilling. Fading out from the spectral wasteland of Pripyat, Ukraine, which stands at a disturbing number 7, we find ourselves enveloped by an eerie silence. Once a pulsating epicenter of life, Pripyat now exists as a ghostly specter, a chilling testament to the appalling Chernobyl disaster of 1986. This calamity shuddered the world, disgorging lethal radioactive particles into the atmosphere and transforming the region into an impenetrable death zone. In a horrifyingly short span of time, the vibrant city of Pripyat was evacuated, leaving behind an ominous deserted landscape reverberating with the spectral echoes of its lost citizens. Schools, homes, playgrounds, all deserted in a jarringly abrupt exodus, now stand as frozen reminders of life extinguished too soon. Pripyat, as we see today, is a chilling spectacle of decay and desolation, its radioactive debris untouched for nearly 4 grueling decades, bearing the etched reminders of time. The air is thick with an invisible hunter, a persistent toxin that whispers muted tales of the disaster's deadly legacy. In Pripyat, fear is imperceptible, yet it casts an oppressive shadow over every breath taken. As we fade out from the haunting visage of Pripyat, screen gently transitions, and we fade into another eerie location, the Island of the Dolls. Halfway through, at number 6, we navigate the canals to the Island of the Dolls in Mexico. This place is as eerie as it sounds, with countless dolls, disfigured and weather-beaten, hanging from the trees. These dolls are not for play, but rather a tribute to a lost soul. The island's lone inhabitant, Don Julian Santana, devoted his life to honoring a young girl he found drowned in the nearby canal. The dolls, he believed, kept her spirit at bay. But the more he hung, the more he felt her presence, until one day he too was found drowned in the same canal. Now visitors to the island claim to hear whispers in the wind and feel the gaze of unseen eyes upon them. It's as if the dolls have taken on a life of their own, forever watching from their perches. On this island, fear hangs from the trees, its eyes forever open. As the terror of the Island of the Dolls gradually subsides, the screen begins to fade out, preparing us for another haunting tale. Slowly, the eerie calmness of the Aokigahara forest begins to surface as the screen fades in, drawing us into a new realm of fear and mystery. As we allow the image of the silent and dense Aokigahara forest in Japan to fade out, we transition to another haunting location. Fading in, we find ourselves at Poveglia Island. Previously known as the Sea of Trees, the lush woodland of Aokigahara was eerily quiet, its tranquility unsettling to those who dared to venture in. The density of the trees blocked out wind and wildlife sounds, creating oppressive silence that swallowed up even the bravest of spirits. This forest held a darker reputation that sent chills down the spine. It was infamous as one of the world's most popular suicide spots. The Japanese government had even gone to the extent of posting signs in the forest, urging those with despairing thoughts to seek help. The forest's association with death and the unnerving stillness gave rise to countless tales of the supernatural. Stories of ghostly apparitions and the forest's magnetic anomalies only added to its chilling reputation. In Aokigahara, fear lay silent, hidden beneath the green canopy. Now let's uncover the mysteries that lie within Poveglia Island. At number 4, we sail to the plague-stricken Poveglia Island in Italy. Here, nestled in the Venetian lagoon, lies what some might call a forgotten fragment of history, but others know it as a chilling beacon of spectral unrest. Poveglia Island's history is as turbulent as the waters that surround it. In the 14th century, it served as a quarantine station for those suffering from the plague. The island became a final destination for the ill, their lives ending in solitude and despair. Centuries later, Poveglia was repurposed as a mental asylum. The patients' anguished cries echoed off the cold stone walls, their suffering only deepening the island's macabre legacy. Rumors of inhumane treatments and experimental procedures only amplify its chilling reputation. Over the years, countless reports of paranormal activity have emerged. Ghostly apparitions, eerie sounds, and a sense of unease pervade the desolate island. Visitors often recount feeling watched or sensing a heavy, oppressive atmosphere. On Poveglia, fear echoes in the abandoned buildings, a chilling reminder of its dark past. As the haunting spectre of Poveglia Island fades into the misty background, we find ourselves journeying towards a new horror. Slowly, the scene transitions. The dark waters of the Venetian lagoon fade out, replaced by an eerie glow that emerges from the darkness, growing brighter as we approach. The atmosphere shifts, anticipation building as we fade into our next macabre marvel, the door to hell. Number 3 lights the way to the door to hell in Turkmenistan. Imagine a fiery pit spanning over 200 feet wide, burning continuously for over 4 decades. That's the door to hell, a gas crater that sets the barren heart of the Catacombs desert ablaze. It's a spectacle of eerie beauty that's hard to ignore, yet its creation story is as terrifying as the site itself. In 1971, Soviet geologists were drilling for natural gas when they stumbled upon an underground cavern. The ground beneath the drilling rig collapsed, creating a massive hole. To prevent the spread of methane gas, they decided to set the crater on fire, thinking it would burn out within a few weeks. but the flames have been dancing ever since, turning the site into a nightmarish yet mesmerizing spectacle. The door to hell offers a paradox of sorts, an attraction that's as beautiful as it is horrifying. It's a stark reminder of nature's unforgiving power and man's sometimes reckless pursuit of resources. At the door to hell, fear burns bright, a beacon in the heart of the desert. As the flames of the door to hell flicker and dance, we begin to fade out from the fiery spectacle and start our journey to the next location. The heat the desert subsides, giving way to a chillier landscape. Slowly, the image of the burning pit dissipates, replaced by the cold and haunting scenery of the Edinburgh vaults. As we fade in, a whole new world of history and mystery unfolds before us. As we leave the eerie labyrinth of the Edinburgh vaults, our vision dims, surrendering to the encroaching shadows. The chilling tales and whispers of the past gradually fade, swallowed by the silence. Just short of the top spot, at number 2, we delve into the Edinburgh vaults in Scotland. This maze of passageways and rooms, carved from the very rock beneath the city's South Bridge, bears witness to a dark and chilling past. Built in the late 18th century, the vaults initially housed taverns, cobblers and other tradesmen, but as conditions worsened, they evolved into a refuge for the city's most impoverished. The living conditions were abhorrent, with entire families crammed into minuscule, dank spaces. Disease was rampant, and crime found a fertile breeding ground in the perpetual darkness. It's no wonder that the vaults have given birth to countless tales of ghostly encounters, shadowy apparitions, disembodied voices, and a pervasive sense of dread reported by those courageous enough to penetrate this netherworld. Yet it's not only the spectral inhabitants that lend these vaults an air of unease. The sheer weight of their history, the stories embedded in their stone walls, imbue every echo with an uncanny resonance. In the Edinburgh vaults, fear hangs thick in the air, reverberating with the whispers of the past. And now, as we draw back from the claustrophobic confines of the vaults, our vision gradually lightens. The camera fades out from the cold stone walls of Scotland and slowly fades in on the haunting beauty of the suicide forest. As we slowly fade out from the Aokigahara forest, also known as the suicide forest, journey takes a somber turn. This place, infamous for the high number of suicides that occur within its boundaries, carries a reputation that sends chills down the spine. Some this eerie phenomenon to the forest's profound silence, a quietude so intense that it feels as though every form of life has vanished. The dense foliage and lack of wildlife amplify this unnerving isolation. Regrettably, it's this solitude that seems to attract those in despair. Despite the Japanese government's attempt to dissuade potential victims by posting signs urging them to consider their loved ones and contact a suicide prevention hotline, the forest's grim status remains intact. As we fade into the concluding narration, we leave behind a place where the line between life and death appears hauntingly thin, and a constant cloak of fear serves as a chilling reminder of our mortal fragility. And there you have it, the 10 most terrifying places on Earth. These include the unnerving Catacombs of Paris with its labyrinth of bones. Next, we have the deserted city of Pripyat, Ukraine, a grim reminder nuclear catastrophe. Our journey also took us to the haunted Tower of London, echoing with tales of past executions. We then moved to Mexico's Island of the Dolls, a chilling spectacle. Lastly, we looked at the fiery door hell in Turkmenistan, a gate to the underworld. Fear is but a state of mind, an invitation to explore. Until next time, brave the unknown.